Okay, guys, welcome to this week's Fife Property Market update. This is the weekly update as we usually do on a Sunday night at 7 o'clock. So tune in at this time. This is live, so you can ask any questions you want. This is the week ending yesterday. So it's the 31st of October to the 6th of November. We'll also look at the results of the house sales between the house listers and the house sales right across Fife for the whole of October previously. And then we'll look at some of the properties we've actually got coming on this week, and you'll get advance notice before it goes on social media, before it goes on our websites. You get a chance to get in there before everyone else on our priority access VIP registration. And I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. Okay, so let's see what's driving the Fife property market this week. This is the weekly figures in the last week from each area by region, and this is all the estate agents in Fife, the number of properties we've all instructed in the week, and the number of properties we've all sold and went under offer in that week as well. So you can see in Cooper there, we're still maintaining a good balance. 9 instructed, 13 actually on sold and under offer. Demand is still outstripping supply. The monthly shows a wee bit different, but I'll show you that in a minute. East Neuk 3 came onto the market, 7 actually went sold and under offer. St Andrews 9 came onto the market, 5 went under, sold and under offer. St Andrews is always lagging behind. So, is it leveled out? Are we getting astronomical offers over? Well, we do. I don't know what anybody else does, but we tend to get a lot, significantly more than the average over in the St Andrews market, or in any market for that matter. Levenmouth 13 versus 10. Dunfermline 38 versus 40, Glenrothes 12 versus 16. Glenrothes still demand outstripping supply. It's no surprise. The number of people in Glenrothes in terms of population, number of houses on the market for sale is less than half what it is in any other region. So there's more people in that region chasing fewer properties in the area, hence the reason why you tend to find a lot of them are going sold under offer, and probably prices are going significantly more than home report value, or they should be. Kirkcaldy 33 versus 31. Overall, 117 in the week, 122 actually sold and went under offer. So again, demand outstripping the supply. When is it going to end? Let's look at the monthly figure. So this is the month of October. This is actually a revelation in itself, because we always say demand's outstripping supply, but if you actually compare October on the monthly basis in the regions, 35 versus 32, 91% only. So that means the demand, which is sold and under offer, divided by what's instructed in that same period, gives you a 91%. Anything over 100 suggests that obviously demand's outstripping supply, but anything below 100, not the case. So the monthly figure shows an entirely different figure itself. So we can talk about that. 21 in the East Neuk area versus 19, that's a 90%. St Andrews 26 versus 25. Levenmouth 45 came onto the market versus 44 actually sold. Levenmouth always still got a really good demand. Got a funny feeling a lot of people are catching on to Levenmouth. It's a good price point. You've got the train station coming in 2024. You've got over £100 million worth of investment going in over the next 3 to 4 years into the Levenmouth area alone. Over 100 million. What do they know that we don't? That's why Levenmouth's a really good area, probably to invest in. Dunfermline 181 versus 172. Glenrothes 61 versus 59. Again, Glenrothes, as I said, it's not the revelation it was said about demand's always outstripping supply, because this month it's kind of even Stevens. Kirkcaldy 142 versus 136. Overall, 511 versus 487. Now, it's an interesting figure here, because I'm going to jump on to the Zoopla figures in a minute. Actually, we'll jump on now. Let's take that screen off and share another screen, and I'll show you the Zoopla figures. So if you look at that 511 and 487, this suggests that every single month we, as estate agents across Fife, list 500 properties and we sell 500 properties. So if you look at the number for Zoopla, so this is Zoopla itself. If I can just jump onto it and get Zoopla in here. I'll see if I can get this up and see if I can share that screen with you. Here it is. So you'll probably see Zoopla there on this post, on this thing itself. That's Zoopla. So if we type in Fife here and hit the search button, 489 right there. 489. So basically, there's less than 1 month's stock, because we've just said about 490 to 500 properties sell every month. There's less than 1 month's stock on the market itself. If you change that filter and take out the property status, in other words, you take out under offers, or you put in under offers and sold, it jumps up to 1,739. So there's almost 1,200 properties waiting to settle, which is 2.5 times what's currently on the market. Now, if it's every month, there's 500. So think about this, bear with me. If there's every month, there's 500 itself, and that's 1,200 in the pipeline to settle, then if there's a month stock, then you've got 2.5 months to settle. So if you put your house on the market today and it went on average, exactly these figures that we're talking about, it would be November, December, and then it'd be January, February, and you'd be mid-March before you actually settle on average. So if you put your house on the day, it'll be mid-March. So if you want to sell for springtime, you need to get your skates on and get moving now, and that's where we can possibly help you with that. So message us direct if you want more information on that, and for us to talk through that, just in case. Good evening, Perry. How are you? Okay, so let's jump back to this screen and we'll look at these figures again. We're going to jump on and show you some of the properties actually coming to market next. So here we are here. Now, this is some of the ones that have sold so far. Now, this is the reason it would tell you the sold is, no, look, we've sold. It's nothing to do with that at all. It's to tell you what types of properties are actually selling in what areas and what demand there is for. Now, this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Adamson Court in Cooper. Now, that's sold in a month. So there's good demand for these types of properties. Cherry Court in Methil, this was a 3-bedroom semi-detached house, and that sold in 2 weeks. Again, good demand. This is a huge corner plot here into this property, and that garage as well. So possibility to extend there, actually. But do you notice there's a pattern? 3-bedroom semis. 3-bedroom semi-detached is the most popular in all the areas. The only other one is a 3-bedroom apartment, which is the most popular apparently in the East Neuk area. Next one, Lindsay Berwick Place in Anstruther. It sold in 2 weeks, a 2-bedroom semi-detached house. And the next one, this is East Green in Anstruther. This sold for over £500,000. This is a 3-bedroom detached house, fantastic views over the seas. And so if you've got a property like that in the Anstruther area or East Neuk area, then contact us because they're going for over £500,000. Okay, you might actually consider downsizing in order to release money as well. This is a topic that we're actually just about to do a show on this week so watch out for that, about actually downsizing, finding a bit more affordable accommodation, something that suits your purpose, release money, and what you can do with that money. So we're going to be running a show with that this week. 2 weeks in Uchtermurty, this sold a 4-bedroom terraced house. It was a real demand for that property. And finally, the one in Linwood Drive, no surprise there, 2-bedroom semi-detached house. New owners are ecstatic moving to their first family home. So this is going to a first-time buyer. We love properties going to first-time buyers. That's exactly what we're wanting to see. That gives first-time buyers actually gives a fantastic lifeblood to the estate agency market. It allows the second homeowners to sell to a first-time buyer, then they move up to their middle market. The middle market people move up to the bigger properties. The bigger properties actually downsize to the smaller properties, and the cycle goes on. That's what we want. We want a good mix of people and tenures. Good evening, Angela. How are you? Okay, so what's coming soon this week? Well, watch out for these ones. I did a coming soon actually on Brayhead Road in Pittenweem. This is almost 100 yards or 100 metres. Yards is old money, metres is new money, metric, from the Fife Coastal Path and right along to the harbour and Pittenweem, and then also along to the golf course as well. It's an amazing property and a substantial plot. It really has good opportunities to actually extend out the side. I've been in it. Wonderful property. It'll really be a good family home for someone. Hillview in Falkland. This is a 3-bedroom cottage. This will be coming on soon. Again, an enclosed back garden off the back car park. You can just go through your gate. You're into the public car park, which is ideal for off-street parking. A big premium in the Falkland area. So this will be coming on soon. Gifford Court in Crail. I think Jimmy did a pre-portal launch this week. So a 3-bedroom house in Crail. Bruce Wind in Pittenweem. This is a 3-bedroom townhouse. I've seen it. I tell you what, Wait till you see the views over, over the whole of Pittenweem onto the Forth itself. Amazing views. And then you cross the wee path and it's got its own wee enclosed courtyard. And then it's got its own outbuilding as well, which is ideal for keeping kayaks and canoes and stuff like that. You can just pop down the out the road, down the pend itself, and you're in the sea with your kayak. It's as simple as that. But I love the courtyard garden out the back because it's actually all secluded and the walls are high enough. It catches the sun. And then also what happens as well is nobody looks into it at all. So you can sit there all day at your leisure and have complete privacy to yourself. So watch out for that one in Bruce Wynd coming soon. James Street in Cellar Dyke. This is the final one here. A 4-bedroom terraced house. Again, a stone's throw away. It's actually on the Fife Coastal Path itself. And the amazing thing is it's got a 1-bedroom annex property apartment out the back, which has a garage as well out the back. You can get in from the rear, which is ideal. Again, James Street has big challenges in Cellar Dyke for off-street parking. So this actually has a garage round the back that you can drive into with your car. So it's ideal for that. And then you just walk out of your garage, down the steps, into your house at the back door, and that's you in. So a perfect opportunity here as well. Let me talk to you about some of the ones we have actually concluded and what we got for them. I'll have to take a quick drink because I'm struggling here. Had the sniffles all weekend. Just keep them up there, keep my head above the water. Okay, Cairn Street West in Kirkcaldy. This is actually settled. Now, the reason I tell you they're settled, to tell you the prices now about what we got for them. So, 2-bedroom semi-detached house in Cairn Street West in Kirkcaldy. It's sold in 1 week and for 115,000. New owners, more than happy to move in the first time buy home. School View, Pitlessie, 1-bedroom end terrace cottage, sold in 3 weeks for 11% over the home report value, which was £11,000 more. Again, new owner, thrilled to move into their new village life. Cannonburn Glebe in Kirkcaldy, 2-bedroom apartment, sold in 2 days over the home report value. It sold for 2,000 or 3,000 over, which was an ideal. The owner actually delighted. New first-time buyer moving into this property again. Latham Place in St Andrews. This now, I did the pre-portal launch and the personal property tour for Latham Place in St Andrews. This was a really wonderful property inside. Bohemian is probably how I'd describe it, but it was an amazing property inside. 3-bedroom semi-detached house, actually sold in 2 days. There's no surprise there, for 12% over the home report value, and that represented £35,000 more. Wow, £35,000 more. Another one, there's loads settled this week, but again, it gives you good values about what they're doing. Eagle Road in Buckhaven, 2-bedroom semi-detached house, sold in 1 week. The new owners really looking forward to moving their family home. Park Avenue, Leven, a 2-bedroom semi-detached house, sold in 2 days, and it sold over the home report value. New first-time buyer moving in there. It's great to hear first-time buyers are getting their houses. Rev Shearer in Street in Kirkcaldy, 4-bedroom detached house, sold in 4 days for 11% over the home report value, which represented £28,500 more. New family home for someone. Congratulations, Pamela. Look forward to your new family home. But these are the values and the prices we are getting. Now, if you've got a property about 250,000, would you like to have another 30,000 over and above that home report value? You betcha. And that's why you probably need to speak to us about that as well. Okay, a couple of articles that we've done this week. We did a show yesterday, and I put the link in here for this. Now, the first one was Nowhere to Go. This is a common reservation from a lot of sellers when I go to see them, when Jimmy goes to see them, when any of us go to see them. And the first thing they say is, I don't want to put my house on the market because I'm concerned I've got nowhere to go and I'll be left homeless. Now, if I could have a pound for every time somebody said that, I would literally be a millionaire. It is impossible for you to be homeless and have nowhere to go if you put your house on the market. If you want to know how that's possible, you need to contact us direct. You message us direct on here. I'm not going to sit and try and explain it to you. I would rather explain it to you in person if that is possible. You will never be left in a situation where you won't have somewhere to go. And I was actually talking to somebody today about this. They said, oh, but they were still in rented accommodation. And my first thought was, I said to them, I'm still in rented accommodation. I says, okay, your agent must have got you more money then in order to pay for that rent to be in rented accommodation, because that's what you were wanting to do. And he said, I sold it privately to my friend. Oh dear. It's your agent's job to make sure they get the value and add the value to what your desires and what your wants want to be in order for you to find your next dream home, or in order for you to coincide with your next dream home. We've had entry dates just now going through of 12 months. Yes, people are waiting for 12 months to buy a house. They're quite happy to conclude it and put a deposit down, and the deal's done in the early days, and they'll wait for 12 months. We have 9 months, we have 6 months, we have 3 months. There is people out there genuinely waiting to buy your property and give you everything you ever want in your conditions to allow you to achieve your dream. It's entirely possible. But again, message us direct for that. So we go through all the helpful tips here about how to keep cool. It is a really masterclass in how to do this. If you're going to sell another agent, just crack on and sell another agent. But please take our advice, because not everybody actually do it. Well, nobody does what we do, to be honest. We're a whole different playing field. You like to say people are on the same playing field, but we're not. We're on an entirely different playing field. Because we get far better results for our sellers and for our buyers. Yeah, you're welcome, Perry. Yep, paid your rent for a year, actually, when I sold your house. And the next one here is actually Fife Homeowners. I talked about this, I think it was with Neil Bird. Now, if you've not worked this out by now, please work it out now. And I can't reiterate so much to everybody out there. You can, if you're on a variable rate mortgage in Fife, in other words, if you've not got a fixed rate, now this is important. If you don't have a fixed rate mortgage, that means you've not got a commitment from your bank to say, regardless if interest rates go up, your interest rate will always be this amount for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years. If you don't have that just now, you should seriously consider fixing your rates. Inflation is going up. It's predicted to be 5% by Christmas. Interest rates haven't gone up this week, Bank of England, but they have signalled straight away that they will put base rates up, which means the banks will possibly follow with an interest rate rise. If you can't afford interest rate rises, you need to fix your rates. You need to get a good mortgage deal now so you have certainty. That's what it's all about. Do you know there's 12,000 people throughout Fife still on a variable rate mortgage? They're not fixed at all. So they're losing the opportunity. Worse still, a variable rate mortgage is round about 4.5% to 5%. You can get a fixed rate mortgage just now at round about 1.5% to 2%. That means you could save 3% every single month. And that equates to another £2,000 in your hand every year, just because you fixed your rate. It's no skin off my nose. It makes no difference to me if you fix your rate or not, but you save £2,000. That's the most important thing I'm trying to tell you. So you need to speak to a mortgage broker or a mortgage advisor, but we have a link in here which tells you more information about that. And Neil Bird is in there as well, advising people about how to go about that. Now, Neil works for Cara Mortgages. He is a mortgage broker. He has been for a number of years now, and he can do whole of market, and he can actually get you the best deals. He can actually get you better deals on mortgages than even the banks can get with their own products. Because what the bank does is say, our product here for our mortgage has to be a lot dearer because we are putting all the labour and all the time and effort into doing it. If they go to a mortgage broker, they don't have all that time and effort. So what they do is they take the same product that they've got in their bank and they give it cheaper to the mortgage broker because they're making all the effort to do it. Therefore, the savings is passed on to the mortgage broker who passes it on to you. That's why it's often better to go to a mortgage broker than it is actually directly to your bank. Your bank has no loyalty to you at all. If anything goes wrong, they'll drop you in it straight away. They're in business to make money. That is it, clean cut. If anybody went through the credit crunch in 2008 and 2009, most of us will have worked that out. The banks aren't in the business to help you. So you have to help yourself. That's the most important thing. So all that information's on that post for you to do that. And finally, if you're not really sure about the valuation of your property, we do have, as always, our instant valuation tool. And that gives you a good idea about what the valuation is. Now, I had somebody the day actually send me a message, actually text me back and said, look, I used the valuation tool. It's not giving me the value I wanted. My house is twice the size of everybody else in the street. It won't. Because it's based on the algorithms. In other words, if you went to a new build site like Persimmons or Camping Homes, and they've all got their properties and they're all similar as well. So if one sells for that price, you better believe the next door is probably going to sell for the same price as well, because they're more or less exactly the same types of properties. In some of the streets, it gets it right. In the majority of cases, it gets right. But in the one-offs and the unique properties, maybe you've got yourself, it's sometimes better when you do it is just to put a wee follow-up to that and say, look, any chance you could just give me a rough idea and do a quick walkthrough. And we can actually arrange that for you. I mean, I'm doing walkthroughs just now for people in the East Nuke area, just to give them a good idea for their planning, for their inheritance tax, for their estate, for their new mortgage might be coming up, or possibly even to, as I said before, releasing money so they can actually release money, either invest it in properties or something else, or they could release money to help their children on the property ladder itself and get their first home. So I am actually talking to a lot of people in across Fife just now in order to help them through that process. So that's what the instant valuation tool is for itself. And that's it, guys. This is the wrap up for the week and October as well. And until next week, I'll see you on Sunday at 7 o'clock next week for the Fife Property weekly update.